What is up, guys? Welcome back. Nope. Is that how we say it? Welcome. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Tuxedo Time, where we wear tuxedos and it is time.
Podcast edition, Christmas edition.
If you're watching us on the YouTube today, you may notice my outfit, my tuxedo, my holiday edition tuxedo is very out of character for me.
For those of you who aren't watching and who are listening, rather, let me paint this picture for you. She has her normal monochromatic top on.
Yes.
That says "Do Not Disturb" mode on.
Yeah. I wore this to match your socks today.
Yes. But on your bottom half, you're wearing colorful nutcracker leggings.
Not only am I wearing colorful nutcracker leggings,
and
I'm wearing white leggings, which are the most unflattering legging color ever.
And you have Santa Claus socks on.
I do. They got Santa Claus on them. Today we're also sitting in our set that we normally sit in, but I have slightly decorated for Christmas. You will, however, notice weird colors like this green pillow, these green trees, some of these things that we'll talk about in a minute, these statues.
These monoliths.
They're not monoliths. Actually, they're called mummers. But this is not normally stuff we decorate with. Normally we go very monochrome, very like the natural green of the tree is the one color and everything else is like black, white, wood. But when we lived in Vancouver for that 1 year, when we decided, it would be fun if we did color in the apartment, which is why we have this blue couch and we have that green bed.
You got a blue velvet couch.
Yeah. But with that Christmas, we also went full ass color, which is where these trees came from, this pillow. And so some of the stuff was left over from that era. So I thought, you know what? Shag it. Let's jazz up the set with a little bit of an out of character.
There you go. Well, at least I am still on brand.
Yeah,
in my full monochromatic tuxedo.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my new Star Wars matching pajamas set that Becki bought me. Mm-hmm. Was that a Christmas gift? Did you breach?
No, I didn't.
You always just buy me Tilly's every now and then.
I do, yeah. Well, nice. I mean, you've been wearing my pajamas for the last month.
Look, I'm like 3 months behind in laundry. Okay, let me...
See, remember when I said sometimes I'm behind in laundry and I just bought new pajamas and you said, "Ma!" I did that for you.
I didn't do that. You forced me into it.
I did it for you.
Yeah, so when I come home from work every day, for those who don't know, it's just I don't want people to think I'm like a dirtbag just wearing dirty clothes.
Oh, no.
I take all of my clothes, scrubs, undershirt, underwear, sweater, everything I wear at work, it goes right in the laundry machine. Like
immediately, like shoes come off in the garage.
Yeah.
He walks
Socks,
in barefoot,
underwear,
everything comes off.
Goes right into the laundry machine and it gets run on a daily basis.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Yeah.
It's the COVID laundry machine.
Yeah. This is our COVID /
the laundry machine we use for everything.
Yeah. No, this is like the COVID protocol. Yeah. So everything comes off.
Yeah. Then I scamper through the house.
Yeah. In the nude.
In the buff.
It's one of my favorite parts of the day when you're like, "Honey, I'm home," and you run through the...
Anyway, so then I get a shower, and then...
Wash your hair, everything. Like, right. Nothing gets untouched.
Wash my glasses.
Yes.
And then put on comfy clothes, my tuxedo.
Yeah.
And that's what I do every day. So I only really wear non-work clothes on the weekends, basically.
Yeah. I read an article the other day...
which leads to my point that's the reason why I've blazed through all of my non-work clothes because I have like weeks worth of underwear.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like I use up 2 days of regular clothes per week, and I had probably 30 pairs of underwear.
That's a lot of underwears.
And socks.
Do you have like certain underwear that you're like, fuck yeah, these are the best?
Not really.
And then other ones are just like, should probably do my laundry because these underwear suck.
The only ones I don't like are the ones that are like a little like the shorter boxer briefs.
Oh, I know why.
Yes, you do know why.
Your friends fall out of the side.
Anyway.
But I read an article the other day that said it was called something like, "How often should you wash your pajamas?" And I was like, I don't think I want to read this.
Right.
People, they're like, really, you should wash them after every wear or every second wear. I was like,
you're not going to a COVID hospital.
That's a lot of laundry to be at.
Yeah, I think that's like...
So, and then like it went on to say like most people like go like a week. Because I mean, if you think like for you get a shower, You put your pajamas on, you basically go to bed. You're not sweating. You're not a sweaty person. Me, on the other hand, I am a sweaty person. Don't wash my pajamas as much as I should. Probably.
It's okay.
Whatever.
I've never noticed.
When they smell, I put them in the washer.
So anyway, I have my full-on monochromatic tuxedo, including my new socks.
Yeah, I love those socks. I'm stealing those.
That the PAs that I work with bought me. The physician assistants I work with bought me. I'm not going to tell you what they say. It's incentive for you to look it up on the podcast on the video form on YouTube.
They're sick. I'm totally stealing those.
This is very on brand for Becki. They would match both thematically as well as aesthetically with your sweater.
With my sweater that says "Do Not Disturb" mode on. Such a dumb sweater. I love it. I love traveling in this sweater.
So no one bugs you.
So no one talks. People still talk to me. Yeah. So I'm in holiday mode. You're kind of in holiday mode.
This is holiday mode.
Yeah.
Star Wars is a holiday movie franchise.
No.
Why are you giving me the...
How?
Because every new Star Wars in modern times...
Came out around the holidays.
Has been released over Christmas holidays. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Making it a holiday movie. Just like Die Hard is a holiday movie. I was just going to say,
just like Die Hard?
Correct. That is correct.
Amazing. So yeah, today's episode is all about the holidays and Christmas. We did a Halloween one. We couldn't not do Christmas. Mm-hmm. So here's the Christmas episode.
There you go.
So... First of all, let's talk about decorating, holiday decorating.
Okay.
Because I feel like our every year has been completely different. When the height of our blogging days, when I had to put up the tree basically in November and have all the posts ready pre-December.
Okay, but this is for people who don't know, that was when you started off in your it was you're part of, what would you call that? The home.
It was like a home blogger. We were home decor bloggers.
You were like a mommy blogger with no kids.
No. Oh, no. And I was doing home decor blogging, very different than mommy blogging. In the height of our blogging days, when you're doing home decor blogging, you're expected to put up a holiday home tour every year.
Oh yeah, that's the big post.
It's the big post for the year. And when you're in that world, you put your tree up November 1st, and your posts, everything is shot and your posts are up and done by mid-November, because as a person who's not into blogging and you're a real person who puts their tree up in December, they're looking for
a real person.
You're looking for ideas, right? You're on the Pinterest in November looking for ideas. So if you are a blogger and your shit isn't on Pinterest in November, no one's going to look at your stuff.
That's true.
So for many, many years, I spent so much time decorating the house, decorating every tree up, shelf styled, living room done, kitchen done, hallway done, front porch done.
Doing your little DIYs.
Doing my DIYs. At one point I was doing 12 DIYs at Christmas, which was I was why am I doing this to myself? This is awful. But every year I didn't have to, but every year I wanted to change it so that the home tour didn't get stale every year.
Right.
So
that's how we ended up with so much crap in our basement that was Christmas related.
So much.
We had a regular tree, artificial tree. We had a flocked tree.
We did.
We had 3 sets of decorations. One was green and silver themed.
Because that was what we did the first year.
One was magenta and something else.
No, I never did a magenta tree. I had some pink stuff for some reason.
Okay, well, you had pink stuff for some reason.
Yeah.
And then we had gold and silver and gold, maybe?
Okay, no. Oh my God, Chris. How long were we in the house? We did 4 Christmases in the house. Uh-huh. We did green and silver the first year. We did a black and gold one year with a white tree. We did...
black and gold.
We did white and green one year. And we did gold and silver, I think.
Either way,
it doesn't matter.
Colors.
And now we don't even have a tree up yet. By the time you listen to this, we'll probably have a tree up.
It is November 18th.
It's December
18th, sorry.
18th. Yeah, so we go super minimal now with the decorations. We kind of I feel over the years have really settled into what we like and what we feel is a representation of us and what we have the energy to do. And I don't have the energy to decorate an entire house for Christmas on November 1st. So we get a real tree. We have a handful of black and white glass balls that have plus signs on them. Mm-hmm. And
that's very on brand.
Very on brand. And then we have some little porcelain white ones that have black snowflake pattern, but they almost look stitched, but they're porcelain. That's the extent of what goes on a tree, plus lights.
And then you decorated the set, though.
I did decorate the set with
all of our stuff.
Yeah, so I have some like wooden painted trees here and some of these little fairy lights, which I like. They make a nice mood. I love those wood beads. There is something on the shelf that...
There's a few things on the shelf here that...
that you hate.
Look, I just think that they're not on brand.
No.
That is the mummers.
Yeah.
There are all these, for anyone who's not looking, they're basically these little tiny mini statues that are colorful. They're monoliths. They're tiny monoliths.
They're not monoliths.
Shaped like mummers.
Okay, wait, pause. Nobody knows what a mummer is.
Okay, so if you don't know what a mummer is,
and
listen,
before Chris tells you what a mummer is, when you hear what the definition of the mummer is, you'll know why these are special to me if you know me at all. Because I'm not into color, but
I'm Googling what these things look like.
Okay, let me tell you what a mummer is. A mummer is a part of a Newfoundland Christmas tradition where you get dressed up in whatever. You can put a sock over your head, a bag over your head. You wear rubber boots with your sweatpants tucked in. You have a cloth over you, hat on your head. You're basically unrecognizable with whatever you can find in the house. Doilies, tablecloths, whatever. Then you go to your friend's house, you knock on the door, and then if they let you in for whatever reason, if they think, okay, these people are not serial killers, we'll let them in. You go in, you do a little dance around. The people who own the house guess who you are. If they guess right, you take off your disguise. They offer you a drink. You stay for a visit, and then you go to the next house and you collect the people from that house that you just visited. Traditionally, that's what mummering is. So this is a Newfoundland tradition, and every year there's a Mummers Day parade, which happens like in the middle of December, and everyone gets dressed up like this. It's terrifying if you have never experienced or looked at mummers before, because they look like terrifying serial killers.
They do. They look, I'm trying to remember the horror, I was just trying to Google it, I can't find it. There's a horror movie, a few years ago at least, and it was something about like a house, like The Strangers or The Others or the...
Okay, yeah, I can't talk about it.
And there's like these characters with like basically burlap sacks over their head and like dark eyes. Mm-hmm. That's what they look like.
Yes.
Look, this guy looks like something from Saw.
He's kind of scary.
He has a stitched together dog face.
It's a horse, isn't it?
A stitched together horse face, equally as scary.
Yeah.
And the blanket's kind of whimsical.
Mummer. So if you look at these, you'll be like, that is so out of character, just like my leggings today for me to have.
Correct.
But here's the thing. I am absolutely obsessed with the province that I grew up in. I love Newfoundland from the bottom of my heart, literally obsessed with the island. And over the years, my parents used to give me one of these mummers every year for Christmas. And so they basically are a collector's item. I don't even know if they make them anymore. I have like 5 or 6 of them. So they're a little bit of like home, and they're a little bit sentimental to me because it's just like a moment of Newfoundland. And I know that they don't match our decor, and I might not put them up, but I put them in the set today, to talk about it because it's funny, but like also it's just like a little nod to my home. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. My heart is in Canada. My heart is in Newfoundland. And it's just special. It's something that reminds me of home.
Well, that's really sweet. You made me feel bad now, but they're still off
you
brand.
should feel bad, you motherfucker.
I don't feel bad.
I hate the mummers. I'm going to throw them all away.
I always make fun of you and troll you and say I'm going to trash them.
I know.
I would, but I'm just afraid that they're going to come back and haunt me.
They might, but they're also very expensive, so please don't.
The monoliths, they're back.
Oh God, your face is a monolith. Anyway, so with the Christmas decor, I don't know what to talk about. Is there anything that you like when it comes to decorating? Like, because you're not really into it. Like, I do all the decorating.
No, honestly, like if I lived alone,
you wouldn't decorate
hypothetically speaking, I probably just wouldn't decorate because I'm just like, I don't know.
You did say the other day you wanted to put up exterior lights, but you didn't do it.
Yeah, like if I had a bunch of lights here already, I probably would have put them up. Mm-hmm. But
maybe next year.
The threshold for me to like have to go to the store, buy the lights.
Dude, I went to Target to get lights. They were fresh out.
Really?
Yeah. They didn't have like any lights. They had like 1 or 2 like indoor lights and just nothing.
Yeah.
Their selection wasn't great.
I mean, if we had lights, I'd probably put them up. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it's like, okay, this is too much effort. I have like so much other stuff to do right now.
Yeah. I feel like Christmas kind of snuck up on us. And like, quite honestly, with the pandemic, like I've been feeling pretty down and I wasn't even going to put up a tree. But I thought, well, my mom convinced me to do it and you did, but like I figured that we should try to have some type of normalcy this year.
Also, we don't have any kids.
Yeah.
I feel like if we had kids, it'd be like all out.
Yeah. And maybe it will change when we have kids.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like the warm glow of a, lit Christmas tree in the evening while you're watching a movie or something.
It's nice,
You have your cherry cake and stuff. And I
love the cherry cake.
Oh, yeah. I like making wreaths and kind of
doing your little DIYs.
Getting a little like Nordic vibe on the go. There's no Nordic vibes in here tonight. But there will be upstairs when we get the tree up.
Mm-hmm.
But cherry cake. So let's talk about that. That's something that's like a tradition.
Yeah. So your mom has always made the best cherry cake ever. Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's like it's moist. It's dense, but it's not too dense.
Yep.
It's moist. Moist cherry
because
cake.
There's fucking 4 eggs, a package of cream cheese, and 4 cups of butter in it. So good. Can you stop?
That's the sound of the cherry cake.
Yeah, you're right.
Moist cherry cake with the ropes of icing on it. So good.
You always find a way to ruin my favorite things. Ropes of icing?
Yeah, they're like drizzles of icing. Like
yeah, I know.
Icing. Yeah.
I know.
Anyway.
Yep.
So.
Fuck. You're the worst. So my mom makes this cherry cake every year, like
delicious.
ever since we were kids, and like the smell when it's cooking.
And we've been together since 2003.
Yes.
So I've been eating
like a part of your.
I've been eating this cherry cake for 17 years.
Yes.
And when we moved away, you started making it.
I did because you love it and I love it. And it's not Christmas if you're not smelling that cherry cake baking in the oven right around Christmas. And if you're not eating it for breakfast every morning with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, it's just like, it's a tradition that is relatively easy to keep going because I love to eat.
Johnny Harris would be rolling in his grave if he was dead now.
Why?
Eating cake for breakfast.
Oh, yes. But
dessert
that's different. See? It's not pancakes and that.
Rest
it's
in peace,
Christmas. He's not even dead. What the fuck? God, poor old Johnny. All he's doing is over there collecting his moss, and here you are talking about his grave.
He loves moss, doesn't he? I love that.
I love that too.
I respect a man who can get very obsessed with something to the point where that I would get obsessed with something.
Especially something as niche as moss.
Yep.
I love it. I dies for his stories. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so this cherry cake is really good. So I made a cherry cake today. So we're just trying to like have a Christmas, some sort of Christmas. We were supposed to be home this year.
We were supposed to be home last year.
Yeah, no, not, yeah. Well,
we were
not for Christmas. You were
no,
on call.
but we were supposed to be home. I was on call, but our plan was to go home in January, and then Snowmageddon hit.
Yep.
They had like a record-setting snowfall.
The whole city was shut down for a full week.
Yeah, and I think it was like the most snowfall in 100 years or something.
Yep.
And then so we canceled that trip, and then we were going to go in March, and then the pandemic hit.
And we were supposed to go in May.
And the pandemic was still there.
And we were supposed to go in August. And the pandemic was still there because people
That's 4 trips
wear
home.
their masks. Yeah, 4 trips. And then we were supposed to go on probably tomorrow. We would have gone Friday. Yeah. But pandemic, can't go.
Mm-hmm.
So, things are a bit strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, such is life.
Yeah.
I kind of sort of on the theme of decorating and just like not really doing things that I just don't want to do. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's kind of also the theme with gifts.
Yes.
Because a lot of people
doing things I don't want to do.
Gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people have asked me like what you're getting, like, what are you getting Becki for Christmas?
Nothing.
I'm just like,
you don't do gifts.
Nothing.
Yep. Do people ask you that at work?
Yeah, at work. But
that's like, find it weird?
That's like and I guess you don't really work with people. So like,
I don't. I'm alone.
I guess you just don't have basic social skills.
I get that gets out.
No, it's like, people talk about like, oh, are you ready for Christmas? You ready for the holiday? That's like a classic
It's like
thing.
A small talk thing. It's
right.
like, you're ready for Christmas? You get your tree
like
up.
I'll ask people that too, just, and a lot of people say, oh yeah, we're ready. Have you got your wife anything, or have you bought whatever? Mm-hmm. And like, we don't have kids, so it's not like, what did you get your kids for Christmas?
Yeah.
But they asked, and I was like, oh, we don't do gifts. And some people are like, oh, okay. They're like, it's really weird. They're really weirded out by that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because like it's just very different than what they do. Probably.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's very different than what we've always done.
True.
Christmas became very financially stressful. trying to, did I get enough for this person? Did I spend enough on this person? Am I trying to one up myself from last year? Like, I want to make sure that my gift is as good as what my sister's getting, like for my parents or whatever. And it just became like, when you step back from that, you're just like, ew, like this is not what this is supposed to be about. How much money can I spend? How much in debt can I go?
You get your parents' gifts.
Yes, but before the pandemic, we made a pact with my parents and yours that we were only going to exchange experiences. So we weren't going to get gifts. Christmas Day would not include exchanging gifts. But we would go and do something. So we'd go to like a fancy restaurant all together and have like create a memory together. And
I went to Raymond's that one time.
Yeah. And that's like, it's either an experience like that or nothing. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this year we can't do any of the things. So I did send them up a couple of Tillies, but like I wasn't about to, I'm not going to spend $200 or $300 and trying to stress myself out, trying to figure out what to get them. We just decided, what, here's a couple little Tillies. When we can see each other again, we'll do an experience and that will be our gift. But sorry, that was a tangent. So.
Oh yeah. It was basically me coming back to the fact that, I feel like I'm done doing shit I don't want to do anymore.
Yes. And the shitty thing about those Christmas times is like, yes, you don't want to do shit you don't want to do anymore, but like you never had to do the Christmas shopping. You never had to do the wrapping. Like It was always me who had to do that. And it became
And you're sick of doing stuff
stressful.
That you want to do. Exactly.
Yes.
But we used to spoil the shit out of each other.
Oh my God. We used to spend so much money.
I mean, we were living at home.
Yeah.
We had so all of our income was essentially disposable income.
Yeah.
So we'd buy each other crazy amounts of gifts. And the big gift would be like, a lens. Yeah.
I know.
Like, I bought you the 60mm prime, but I also got you the 24-70 f2.8 because you needed
whatever. $300 on a filter. And like when we were kids, like you said, like we had disposable income because we were living at mom and dad's. Like I remember spending like $700 or $800 on you for Christmas.
That's Canadian
dollars. Yeah. But still like
that's a lot of money.
Like
it got excessive.
It was out of hand.
And then
sorry.
No, you go.
And then it just got to a point where like I was feeling like I had to spend that much money, but you didn't want anything. So I was buying you stuff and you're like,
for the sake of
buying stuff.
And then I would have to feign interest in like just random shit that I didn't need.
Because I'm trying to fill up the $700 whatever, but you already have all the glass.
I bought you a lens.
Yeah. But like what, and like, yeah.
And then you're thinking, oh my God, I have to buy him more stuff because he bought me this big item or all these items. And then I feel the same way. It was like, oh my God, I got to buy her this stuff because it's like this Christmas Cold War.
Yeah, it's like just trying to like one up, and it's just not what it's about.
Right.
So you and I decided how many years ago now?
Oh God, it's been a while.
5?
Now. Yeah.
No gifts.
We realized, oh my God, this is like a stressful thing having to worry about it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh my God, are they gonna like it? And then there's stress.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. It's just, yeah. I mean, I will be honest, like when we did get each other gifts, it was always exciting to see like what you picked out because you always got really thoughtful gifts and like really nice stuff. Whereas like when I was buying for you, I had no fucking idea what to get you.
Other than that lens, I could not tell you one gift I ever bought you.
You bought me black milk leggings one year.
Oh yeah. And
you bought me like shoes before, like just random, like in your fashion days, you bought me like some like really cool stuff.
I got you some Cole Haan shoes.
Yeah, I think you did. I think they were, I can't remember now.
Oh, that's too funny.
But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'd be buying you like Coach bags and
you bought me Zelda Wind Waker one time.
We talked about this in the podcast. We're not going to go there. But like, I remember buying you like expensive designer bags, like when you were in your fashion days, like and like I couldn't afford it, but I would buy it for you anyway because I thought I had to. It
was so insane.
It was insane.
We were just wrapped up in this consumerism version of Christmas.
I'm just like over that. Do you know, like I would rather wake up on Christmas morning and do the traditional stuff that we would do, like make cinnamon buns, make coffee, like sit around, listen to Charlie Brown Christmas, and just like hang out and chat and shoot the shit, maybe put on a Christmas movie, and then cook lunch together. Like, I don't give a shit about, like, it's nice, like, to get gifts, but like, I don't give a shit about it anymore. Yeah. I just don't want, like, I don't want that. And honestly, like, since we got rid of that gift giving, spending, like, since it's become way more enjoyable and way less stressful in December. Like we already have the worry about our work and like cluing things up for the end of the year. Like, and then to put on like spending a shitload of money and buying stuff and wrapping stuff and it's just
takes
the pressure off not to do it.
Exactly. And also, it's for you and I, we're both difficult people to buy gifts for.
We're so particular.
It's like for you, if you wanted a piece of camera gear or equipment, you buy it as a business expense because that's what you do for a living.
Yeah. And I don't like stuff. Like, I feel like I'm always trying to minimize the amount of stuff I have. And then when Christmas rolls around, you get given stuff that you don't love. And
you'd be super easy to buy for. I could definitely buy little Tilly's for you. I just go out and get a bunch of candles and shit.
Yeah, ones that smell like man. But you like, even then, like for you, like you're still very difficult to buy for. Like but even throughout the year, like I guess what would happen if we were giving each other gifts is I'd save it up. But like, you know, middle of the year, like, oh, I know Chris is going to need this like little puffy winter coat for this thing, so I'll just buy it for him. Or like, you know, buy you new undershirts or socks or like.
And you bought me this sweater and you bought me 2 other hoodies, fleece lined hoodies because I get cold so easily.
Yeah.
You bought me this pajama set.
But it was just like, oh, he needs this thing, so I'm just going to get. I know,
but it's like the middle of October, and you'd buy it,
right?
Not Christmas.
Now, I will say though that some people can't afford to do that, so they save up all year for Christmas, and Christmas is the excuse to get those things.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Which is fine, but like for us, like I feel very thankful and grateful that we're in a position where we can buy the $100 sweater in October because you need it now.
That costs $100.
The Patagonia one did.
Holy shit, man!
They're expensive.
Jesus Christ, I would have returned it if I knew that.
I told you though that if something happens to you, you can send it back and they'll send you a new one.
If something happens to it, you meaning if I get regret that I want my $100 back?
No, it's too late. Don't you love it? You look fantastic in it. I always laugh like when I see like stuff on shows or like the internet where it's like the wife says that she doesn't want something for Christmas or her birthday, and then the husband goes, okay, I'm not going to get her anything, and then she gets mad because she didn't get anything.
I
and
just like in my eyes.
Are you okay? Are you blind now?
I'm blind. I can't see.
Your retina's just detached. You're
just
done.
Detached for it. I'm done. My career's over.
Like I get rageful thinking about that because it's just like, don't play those fucking games. Like don't say that you don't want something and then expect something. Like,
I'd be so out of that relationship.
Same. Get out. Like no, I'm not into that.
Communicate.
Yeah. If I say I don't want something, don't buy me anything. And so we haven't exchanged Christmas gifts. We haven't exchanged birthday gifts. We do like for birthdays, we'll go out for supper. We'll have an experience, right? Or like we'll order something and we'll have a date like specifically. I feel like dating is like very important to us. Going on dates, even if it's as simple as just going for a walk and holding hands and having hot chocolate. It's like creating these little dates with your partner, especially like during a pandemic when you're stuck at home. It's so important. So birthdays, Christmas, like good excuses to just go on a date.
No birthday gifts, by the way, too.
Yeah, no birthday gifts. No.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, no.
Because you've made exceptions in the past before. You're like, nope, this isn't Christmas. I got you a birthday gift.
Yeah, I'm not getting you a birthday gift this year. But maybe we'll order sushi or something.
Okay.
Get takeout. Anyway, so yeah.
There you go. That's the story on the gifts.
That's our policy on gift giving. No gifts.
No gifts, no mummers. That's the policies for this house.
The mummers are... Listen, I haven't been home in a year and a half, so like shut up. Let me have my mummers.
I'm going to like start making like moving them around the house like the
elf on the shelf.
Yeah, but they're going to be doing like really demonic things.
God, can you imagine how exhausting having an elf on the shelf would be? What's interesting though, like when it is time for us to have children is like how different our traditions with them are going to be than like how we grew up, because you and I grew up with family, going to family dinners and going to these like family parties. And now
we all lived with extended family in the same town.
Right. And so now like when it's time for us to have children, it's going to be like, okay, it's our year to drive to Toronto and fly to St. John's for Christmas. Like that's going to be a part of the tradition for our kids, which is crazy.
I don't know.
Like I never ever traveled during Christmas ever in my life.
I don't think it's going to be part of it.
You don't think so?
No. I can count on one hand the number of Christmases that my grandparents flew down to see us.
Yeah.
Like Christmas was like at our house. And if anyone wanted to come to our house, then they could.
They would come. Yeah. I guess that's true.
Yeah, like it was never like, okay, we have to split this Christmas over in California with Dad's parents, and then we got to go to Canada for the next California with Mom's. It's like, no, we were in Texas.
I just think of like my cousins who have kids who like come home every second or third Christmas with their kids. But yeah, so traditions. Let's talk about some traditions. Like what are, obviously like since we've been away from home, like some of those traditions aren't possible, but like what are some of your favorite besides the cherry cake, your favorite Christmas traditions?
I like to have my Christmas dumplings at my grandmother's house.
Okay. So your grandmother is Chinese.
My Nanny Fong, she makes dumplings every Christmas Eve.
Okay. So are these like pork?
Yeah, like
dumplings?
Pork dumplings. Like just, I don't know. They're like kind of like just, I don't know, Chinese dumplings.
Like they look
almost
like gyozas.
almost like dim sum.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But we would, because Mom and Dad would always like to go to church, which was my least favorite tradition of Christmas, except for that one time that kid, this little idle kid, they had like the candle ceremony where I had those plastic cups around the candles. This little kid was being a shit disturber the whole service. And then like they stood up for a hymn and then he took his candle, it wasn't lit. And as soon as his mom was about to sit down, he just threw the candle under her ass. And the cup, the hard plastic cup, blew up in the smithereens.
Oh my God.
And exploded everywhere. And she like looked back at him and
Wait, was the church silent?
Yes.
Okay.
And he looks up at her. She's like, "You broke it." And it was me, Justin. I'm pretty sure Matt Reed was there. Like just us.
These are your best friend. Well, your cousin and your best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like behind them trying not to laugh because it was in like silence. And the more you try not to laugh, the more you laugh. Right?
Oh, yeah. In a church that's silent and a kid just yelled, "You broke it."
Yeah. Meanwhile, you knew he was like, the kid was like,
oh my God,
probably like 5 years old, 4 years old, maybe. Like he was very young.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you couldn't tell if he did it on purpose because he's a shit disturber or if he was just becoming one. Anyway, it was very funny. But yeah, so after the church service, which was usually in the evening, like later in the evening, like 9 or 10, I feel like it was when it was finished.
Yeah.
We would go to Nanny's house and have dumplings. And it'd be like 11 p.m. And we'd be having dumplings on Christmas Eve. And that would be our last stop. And it was very few people, very low key, just eating dumplings.
Yes.
And then go back to our respective houses.
Yeah. I only got to have dumplings a couple of times. The hard thing I feel like about Christmas, where like I have a massive family and so do you, and like you have your traditions and I have mine, like sometimes we wouldn't be together on Christmas Eve and you would go to your grandmother's and I'd go to my aunt and uncle's because my aunt and uncle would always have a big party. And then we'd always, after the party, would go back, and by party I mean like it's very chill tree. It's just
like a family
it's
get
a family get together. It's not like a party where you're like having to dress up and make small talk with people and try to explain to people what you do for a living. It's like,
what do you do for a living, Becky? Describe your YouTube channel. Give me your elevator pitch.
I make videos about my life. Like,
it's like, oh, okay,
yeah, cool. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to go over here and talk to this person, but a very chill party. And then, we'd go home and then we go back to my parents' house. And growing up, this is like a tradition that we had all the time. Like when it was Christmas Eve, we were about to go to bed, we'd put up our stockings. And then we would sit on the couch and my dad would read us the night before Christmas and my mom would videotape it. And we'd hang our stockings and then we'd go to bed. And that was it. I remember the first Christmas where you and I had our house. It was our first Christmas in our house in St. John's. And I was torn about what to do. Do I go up and hang my stocking and read the book? Or do I say, like, I'm an adult now, I've moved out, and this is the end of the tradition? And I remember, I don't think I went. I think we decided as a group that, like, it was time to, like, we were old enough now to, like, go on and make our own Christmas traditions. And I remember sitting on the couch, bawling my eyes out. And the next morning, I went to my parents' house to do the Christmas presents, and Dad said that everyone was bawling on the couch. Aww. And so we all kind of had like a really hard time, I think, like with that transition. So
meanwhile, fast forward 9 years later, and we're like thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
In a pandemic.
Yeah, I know.
And we can't even go home. It makes it like seem so trivial now.
It does, yeah. I know, like to be 5 minutes down the street.
Yeah. And feeling like, oh, the traditions are over. This is like,
Yeah, that's so stupid. I would give anything to be able to just like eat cherry cake at my mom and dad's and drink Keurig coffee at their island.
I have fond memories of drinking cups of tea at your parents' house after supper.
Yes. Tea was a commodity that was always had.
Very cozy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Other than that, we don't really have a whole lot of traditions.
You and me together? Yeah. No, we do cinnamon buns Christmas morning.
Yeah.
This year we're going to try to do dumplings. They will not be anything like your grandmother's, but we're going to.
It's really sweet. You're making me dumplings.
Well, trying to keep the tradition alive, and we'll do the cinnamon buns. And then I think Christmas Day, we're not going to do a turkey. I think we're going to make a prime rib. Cause I like turkey, but I think it's a bit overrated. It's a lot of work for just a bird. But you like the turkey, so
I like it all. I'm not gonna complain.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about holidays. Christmas Day, we're probably gonna watch a Christmas movie.
Yep.
I want to know what your favorite Christmas movie is and what Christmas movie you dread watching.
Any of the Star Wars movies is my favorite Christmas movie.
Okay.
Any other Christmas movies I don't like.
Well, I can tell you right now, Chris Nicholas hates a stressful movie, and most of the Christmas movies are stressful because stuff goes wrong.
It's like it's this genre of movie all of its own. This genre of movie that of its own where it's like it's usually the setting is a new romantic relationship where one of the significant others is meeting the parents for the first time.
Yeah.
And they're like coming home or like, and like everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
That's a classic trope, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Or like, everyone's having a happy Christmas, but then there's like somebody evil who comes to try to like ruin Christmas for everybody, whether it's through like robbers or being the Grinch. And then, somebody has to try to save Christmas, but it's always like, oh my God, are they going to do it in time for Christmas Day? Is it going to be ruined for all the little kiddies? Like, it's just, it's.
Yeah, I don't know.
You hate movies like that.
I just hate movies where everything goes wrong and it's stressful.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to enjoy this. I don't want to be stressed out. I have enough stress in my own life.
But you know what, Chris? Like, think about a story. There needs to be some kind of like conflict or like.
Yeah, but it's like one of those, it's not everything that can go wrong will go. It doesn't have to be like Murphy's Law of movies,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really love watching The Elf. I feel like Elf is just a movie I watch. You hate it. Your eyes just said, that was a mega eye roll.
I just relocated my retinas.
Your retinas are now triple detached.
Yeah. You're double detached, and now meaning they're reattached because it's a double negative.
They detached so hard that they reattached.
They've gone all the way around.
Full circle eye roll.
I've torsed my retinas.
Oh God. You hate that movie.
I just don't really like Will Ferrell movies.
I'm personally offended.
You feel personally attacked?
Yes.
I also just don't really like Adam Sandler movies.
You take that back, you
bitch.
You bitch. I was going to say that after I said, you take that back, you bitch. Adam Sandler movies are literally the best movies that exist.
Debatable.
That's why I watch them by myself over and over and over.
Adam Sandler is your Taylor Swift.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes. I love him.
Except if... Can't say this in the podcast.
Okay. Moving on. I will say any Adam Sandler movie with Jennifer Aniston, they are like the dynamic duo. They're perfection together.
Just go with it. Isn't that the only movie they did together?
Yeah, and they did that other what is that one where they were on the vacation and this guy invites them onto their yacht and then somebody gets killed and I think it's called like Murder Mystery or Murder something.
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, they're just such a dynamic duo. I feel like anytime Jennifer Aniston is in a movie, it's good. But like put her in an Adam Sandler movie and it's like leveled up. Just Go With It is the best Adam Sandler movie, but it is not a Christmas movie. Fun fact, I like any romantic comedy that is set in a tropical destination, i.e. like Hawaii, Bahamas,
So how does this relate to Christmas?
It doesn't. So we're moving on. I don't really like old Christmas movies. I mean like old. Like my parents watched Miracle on 34th Street, the black and white one.
Oh, wow.
Every year. And I hate it. It makes me feel like I'm going to barf.
Old movies? Or just that old
black
movie?
And white movies. Do you want to know why?
Why?
One year. This is the same reason why.
One year you barfed while watching a black and white movie, and now you can't watch black and white movies because you're classically conditioned? Yes. Really?
One year I had the stomach flu.
Oh my God, and you were watching a black and white movie.
Gilligan's Island was on it. It was black and white. And I was feeling vomity and I barfed. And that same night, my parents had the kitchen lights off because the kitchen lights were always on. So in my parents' house, the kitchen is like 3 steps up from the living room. The living room is like kind of sunken. And so normally like the setup, this has nothing to do with Christmas and everything to do with my birth story, but like
You're emetophobia.
Yeah. Usually they have like kitchen lights stay on and then like the living room lights are kind of dim. But for whatever reason, this day, the kitchen lights were off and I had the stomach flu. So I was laying on the couch and a black and white Gilligan's Island was on. And so now I associate black and white movies and kitchen lights off to being nauseous, but only at their house. I can have our kitchen lights off and it's no big deal.
Is that the reason why you always want me to leave the bathroom light on, like dimmed?
No, that's because I'm afraid of the dark and I hate waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to see.
Oh, you're afraid the mummers are going to come for you.
God. Fuck you.
One day we're going to wake up.
No.
And there's going to be a mummer with a burlap sack over their head stitched together and a knife.
Stop it. Do you know that a guy I went to design school with he works on this group called Grind Mind. They make horror films in Newfoundland. And they did one called The Mummer or Mummering.
Oh, that's like...
And it was a horror movie about mummers.
It writes itself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Insane. Anyway, yeah. But I think we should watch a Christmas movie later. I love the princess ones.
Can we watch the horror movie about mummers?
In the daytime.
You didn't, that's one of our traditions that you didn't let me do this year. Halloween tradition where you get to watch one scary movie a night for all the months, the days in October.
Okay.
And we didn't watch one.
No, you know what? You want to know why? Because this year I am extra fucked up from the pandemic that I do not think I could handle it.
Remember when we started watching Contagion back in March?
And I had a fucking panic attack and cried for 4 hours straight.
Before it like hit here?
Yes. It was awful. Do you remember I was
this
sobbing?
This is a bad idea.
I was sobbing into your chest for 4 hours. You were like, okay, time to stop.
They don't really start bleeding from the orifices.
Yeah, I was freaking out. So anyway, can you imagine if I watched a horror movie? Like every single sound in the house. It was so like, it was funny. I was listening to Sarah Dietschy's podcast and she was talking about how, for whatever reason, like she'd hear a sound and she'd like wake up immediately and be terrified in her apartment. And I was like, this has been happening to me as well. Like any little sound, wake up. What the fuck was that?
That's Rona?
That's Rona knocking on the door. She dressed like a mummer. Sack over his head. Anyway, we're going to move on from this topic and to our next topic. Do you have any like fun holiday, like Christmas stories?
No. No, that time where that woman sat on the cup and it exploded in a million pieces.
You broke it.
You broke it.
The best part about that story is that like saying you broke it is like a part of our relationship now. And like anytime like something happens and it breaks, if you like drop your phone and it's like and you're like, oh fuck, it's like you broke it.
It's true. It's true.
Every time. It always cuts the tension too. If somebody's really angry. You broke it. We should program that in the broadcaster.
Yes.
You broke it.
That's a great one.
God, that's good. Well, I have kind of like a story that if you guys watch all of our videos, and you'd already know this, but I don't think everybody watches our videos or all of our videos or even to the end of our videos. So
we see you the watch time. We see you.
Yeah, we see you. Okay.
We see that graph that does this.
Yeah. You know, there's bloopers at the end of all of our videos. There's a funny moment. There's a, anyway, so a couple of years ago, we were home in St. John's for the holidays, and we decided for New Year's we were
go for a couples massage. Oh no, that wasn't Christmas.
No, that wasn't Christmas. That was in the dead ass summer. Ugh. In Newfoundland, St. John's on the East Coast, there's a place called Cape Spear. And that is the most easterly point in North America.
Oh, yeah.
So Chris and I and Chris's sister decided that it would be fun to drive all the way out to Cape Spear and ring in the New Year, be the first people in North America to ring in the New Year at Cape Spear. So we, instead of going to any parties, because fuck parties, I also really don't like New Year's.
Oh my God.
Because it's all about like partying and drinking. And I'm just like so not into that. One year I had a really bad cold for New Year's and I had to stay home. And it was the best New Year's because I just watched TV, like movies.
Oh, that's great.
It was great. I think you were on call. You must have been on call because like, why wouldn't you have been there? Because you hate parties too.
Also.
And, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we drove out to Cape Spear, which is like 20 minutes outside the St. John's downtown. And we walked out, got out of the car. It was freezing. Not only was it cold, but we're at Cape Spear and you're on top of a cliff and the wind whips you like nothing else.
It was cold and windy.
It takes your breath away. It's so cold.
But it was a magical moonlit night.
Oh, it was the sky was super clear. It was windy.
Yeah.
But it was very clear. It was the moon I don't know if it was like a full moon or something, but
the A7S2
killed it. So we walked out to the lookout, purely lit by the moonlight with the camera. A7S2 killed it.
Ocean waves crashing below on the rocks.
Fireworks in the distance being set off in the harbor.
And there was nobody
around.
There was nobody there, but more importantly, there was nobody that was more eastern than us
at that moment
on the entire continent.
Yeah.
So we, as the earth was spinning and throwing us into the new year, we were the first people in North America to cross into the new year.
I love it. That was cool. It was a different way to ring in the new year.
And I was on the edge. So I was more eastern than all of you.
Were you on the edge of glory? With you.
Obviously, every day of my life.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
So yeah, that was unique.
That was unique. And it was cool. Just I still think about that like footage with the A7S2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that moment filming there, like lit by the moon, was just like one of those standout, oh yeah, I love this camera moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, coming home and seeing how well the footage turned out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But this year we're probably not going to do anything because guess what? There's a pandemic and we're doing our part and we're staying home and not socializing with anybody because that's what's recommended and that's what we're doing. Okay.
So that's the holiday podcast.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Hearing about our weird traditions.
Yeah.
Or lack
and like
thereof.
the movies we like and hate and like our decor. One question before we go, Chris.
Uh-huh.
Real tree or fake tree?
So I like the real tree because it smells nice.
Yes.
But I feel bad cutting down a tree, like a single-use tree.
A lot of those trees were grown to be cut down, like from a Christmas tree farm. But yes, I know what you mean. It's really sad.
But I mean, like, or you could have just grown a tree and not cut it down.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so you're team fake tree?
I feel like fake. Yeah, I don't know. I'm undecided. Yeah. I'm team no tree because I'm lazy. Can I leave it at that? Bah humbug.
It's always me who has to pick up all the seasonal.
Look here.
I really like a real tree because I feel like it has those like Nordic vibes. I like the
team
smell.
Real tree camo? Yeah,
but I also feel bad about cutting a real tree down. So I think this year we're just gonna get a small tree.
Yeah.
Maybe that's worse.
So what I like to do is I like to go to the place and choose the sorriest looking tree.
Yeah, like the Charlie Brown tree that you know nobody's gonna buy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of do that when I'm in the grocery store too with the fruit.
Yeah, like
as long as it's not like rotten.
Yeah, like weird shaped fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to go eat
I do the same thing with my spouse.
Watch out, your eyeballs are going to detach, reattach, and then detach again, and then fall out onto your lap because they look like they're going to fall out of your face. Jesus. Christ, Mary, and Joseph in the garden in the nativity scene. It's time for
Tuxedo time.
Cherry cake.
Cherry cake edition.
Yeah, we're going to go eat some cherry cake, fresh cherry cake. Maybe we'll watch a movie. I hope you guys enjoyed this special edition of Tuxedo Time, Christmas edition. And next time, I don't know what we'll talk about. Probably
2021.
2021 and the...
Are there going to be rules or is there going to be no rules?
All right.
It's fine. Still alive.
Yep, exactly. We have our life and our health and that's... Yep. Okay. Thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one.
Bye.